Yes,
Yes,
and yes.
absolutely.
Welcome to the best podcast that your great uncle loves.
The best. The absolute best.
the
It gets no better than us.
best podcast that your 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 nieces and nephews is
Your
paying
sneaky
attention.
link.
Yeah. Ooh, this is the best podcast your sneaky link is listening to. Ooh, I like that one. I like that one.
Your everybody is listening to.
Yes.
The best
Welcome.
podcast in the world.
Yes, welcome, one and all to Dating University. I'm your co-host, Professor Charles, along with my beautiful co-host over here.
Professor Brittany.
Indeed. Listen, welcome, one and all. Before we get into all the good stuff, this episode is brought to you by Dating University.
Yes, y'all.
Please, if you ever feel so inclined to help us get this channel up and running, to help keep this channel up and running, please consider buying some of our fun. Oh, somebody's son finally found us. That's what's good. That's what's up. That's what's up. Welcome. Yes. So yeah. If you ever feel so inclined to purchase something of our magnificent merch,
Yeah.
links are in the description of every video. Like, comment, and share. This helps
All of that.
our channel
All that
reach
good stuff.
far corners of YouTube, and we are trying to gain awareness to get the algorithm to take a peek at us so we can take a peek at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how, Professor Brittany, how the heck are you doing?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Getting over a cold, so I'm a little raspy,
Okay.
but I'm still here. I contracted my cold from my very handsome husband. Shout out
Ah,
to my husband.
hey man, that's how it usually goes in the
That's how
household.
it usually goes.
One catches one from somewhere, and then next thing you know, I had one not too long ago, and I was holding off real. I mean, because the
Oh,
wife was down, boy, she was down, and
yeah.
I ain't know how I didn't get sick, and I was just like, okay,
Right.
cool. And then when I woke up one morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, I felt it.
Oh, that's me too. It's the worst. And you're like, maybe if I swallow really
Yes, I did
hard.
a little one of those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I just knew. I said, if I really put my heart and soul into this swallow, I'm gonna
mhm.
swallow the sickness. And
Oh
then
yeah.
it got worse. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
if I drink something and I lay back down, I'll wake up and it'll be gone. But no,
I'll be good.
that's
Like, maybe it's just I had the fan on too high. I had my feet
right,
outside the cover a little too long.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Any of those, things we
Heck
try
no.
to,
Heck no.
make it seem like, but alas.
Yeah.
Okay.
That quote was like, hey, baby.
Listen, but this was I think this is the code. It's been going around now. A lot of people have
It
been
has been
catching it.
going
Like,
around. You hear me?
yeah.
So
So
y'all stay vigilant. If your partner is sick, 50-50 shields and go into another room.
oh man, I ain't heard
If
that
they're in
in
the main bedroom, you
years.
go to the guest bedroom. Don't have a guest bedroom, go to the couch.
Go to the
I
couch.
promise you. I promise you. You'll
Take that
be
can of
okay.
Lysol with you.
Okay. Okay. So before we dive in, let's take it back to the intro. We'll give the folks a proper intro with the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's go.
Yes. So, yes. Again, I'm Professor Charles, along with my beautiful co-host, Professor
I'm
Brittany,
Professor Brittany. Yes.
and here on Dating University, we discuss the good
The bad
and the ugly.
of all things dating and relationships.
Absolutely. Welcome, one and all. Y'all know y'all homework, like we said, man. Hit that share button.
Yes.
Get your peoples in here. Get your peoples in here. Get your
Yep.
enemies in here. Get your frenemies in here. Get your besties in
Yes.
here. Get everybody in here because we're going to tackle the dating state of the union. How
Yeah,
the hell has dating been in 2024? You know, I had a I had a real like sobering thought like 5 6 minutes before we started the show, right?
sure.
You and I are getting further away from the dating scene due to our respective marriages. Not to say that we don't see these things, of course, because everything is on the internet. We see all of
Yeah.
these things, we absorb the
I get
content.
what you mean. Yeah.
We are uh we're adjacent to it. We're not in it no
Right.
more.
We still date as married people, but we're not technically in the dating pool. So
You
we're
understand?
getting further and further removed
We're getting further and further
from the
removed,
pool.
which I feel like when we do these, right? I really think we should get some of our fans, maybe two, to come on and who are single and are dating to come on and give us the state of the dating union.
I think we should do that from here until the end of the year. I think we should dedicate maybe the
Mm,
first 10 or 15 minutes to a state of the dating union where, like you said, each of our students come on and they tell us what they think overall of the dating scene. And then if they want to make it personal, dive into making it personal. But I think, it's so important that we allow our students to engage not only with us, but with the other daters out there. So if you're watching, and of course, we will make it our point to put it on the
mhm,
syllabus for future classroom sessions, but we just need two or three people, first 15, 20 minutes of each show to give their perspective on dating in 2024, and then just the state of the union in terms of dating overall. If we can be quite frank, do I think a lot has changed? No. And that's the
mm.
part that is very scary to me, but we'll dive into that this evening.
Okay. Yeah. I'm man, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. See,
Uh,
you and I, we share half a brain sometimes.
we
You
do.
I put a thought out there and you immediately grab on and just
That's how we roll.
expound on it and you bring it to life. Like
Sure.
you understand exactly where I'm at. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm doing my homework by posting and sharing and which you should be doing too,
Absolutely.
good listeners and you. So
Absolutely.
yes.
So, Charles, can I
Yeah.
ask before we dive in, can I
Talk
ask a
to
question just to kind of start us off?
yes,
Because I was
please.
thinking about this before we started as well. Do
Mhm.
you think the state of dating shifts in terms of seasons? Like, do you think dating is something that changes seasonally? Like, some people put more effort into this particular season over that one. This season is seen as like the do whatever we want, and then you have a season where it's like, I think it's time to settle down. Do you feel like dating is like that? Do you think it's cyclical and seasonal?
In some respects, yes. I'm gonna say it's tied to maybe age brackets
Mm,
where it kind of does that sicklier. Yeah, my brain. Sickler way. I
yeah,
feel like the older we are, to kind of give like summertime, we outside, you know what I'm saying? Springtime, lovey dovey, whatever, whatever. Then the fall comes around, and then there's like, oh, it's cuffing season. Let's see where we at. Let's rein it in. You kind of cut your roster down if you have a roster to very very short. One or two that you spend the cozy months with. But I see for the younger generation, I don't think so, man. They are equal opportunity for 365 days out of the year. I don't see them having uh that that cycle of, hot, summertime. I mean, they probably ramp up a little bit more in the summer, but I don't see them like really like slowing down like in the winter as well. They gonna
Yeah,
find a way.
sure. I think, and we talked about this on several episodes, more than I can count, the influence of social media and even music on how we view dating and relationships. I will say when the City Girls came out and Meg
Oh
The
yeah,
Stallion, and
hot
we
girl
talked about
summer.
Hot Girl Summer, couple that with City Girls, I
Mhm,
feel like women felt empowered in the summer to just go out and be free. And
mhm,
being free doesn't always mean just having a whole bunch of random partners, but it's just
mhm.
like go out and celebrate life. Don't feel like you have to be tied down to one person because the men aren't. So, girl, do you, and don't put all your eggs in one basket.
For
But what
sure, for sure.
happens? But what happens? Because these are entertainers at the same time. So they're selling. It's gimmicky. So what
Mhm.
happens when those same people that are telling you to have a hot girl summer and go for his pockets and to get the baller, shot caller, what happens when they get tied down in a relationship? Where does that leave you? Because they're not gonna go out here and start rapping, "Hey y'all, come back inside now. We're monogamous." They're gonna go
Yeah.
with themselves and what is catchy. And let's be honest, empowerment of anybody. If somebody is hyping you up to live your best life and to be out here and not to rely on anybody else to contribute to your happiness, it's gonna sell. Put it on a nice catchy beat. Um, get the scantily clad outfits, and women are out here. So what
I agree.
happens when those same people that are telling you to be out here are nowhere to be found now? And when the
Mm.
when the record stops, when the track stops, when the app closes, they laid up next to their boo. What do you do now? Who do you go to for advice on how to get booed up? What do you do?
They rely on the internet. They rely on it, they rely on TikTok. They rely on these influencers and YouTubers, and
Absolutely.
they rely on them, and then they take these sound bites and they run with it, and then instead of um digesting what's good for them, they take the whole thing
Yeah.
and then just run with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
you gotta kind of tailor it to, your lifestyle, because if you're not in that lifestyle, why are you trying to be in that lifestyle? That will do
Yeah.
nothing but hurt you in the long run. If
Exactly.
that's just my thought on it.
Exactly. And I wonder, even with men, when you look at, high paying, high paid men that have a lot of money and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of resources, they have access, right? They
Mm-hmm.
have access to multiple women. And these women are a little bit more tolerable and tolerant of things that they do. So then
Mm-hmm.
you have men that are not quite in that tax bracket that see that again. They see the money and they see the cars and the clothes, and they're like, if I emulate that,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm also going to go for. I'm going to achieve the multiple if I have X, Y, and Z. Now, if a rapper started to talk about monogamy and being with one woman behind a catchy beat, do you think
Mm-hmm.
that men would aspire to be like that? Or do you think they're just following the trends of what they see on social media?
I think it's a small group that maybe follow that, but they already are in that space,
Okay.
to be honest. Um, it's kind of like preaching to the converted already, you know? Like there's some that are just like, nah, like, what are you talking about? Monogamy. Like, I know how to play Monopoly. But, like, no, like some people are just
Oh,
some
what?
people are some people are just like that. Like they go with the flow of the trends. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it makes it difficult for, like not to veer off, but you use the analogy of a rapper or whatever, like you're in a space to force yourself to kind of do those kind of songs to get the listenership. Then you can hit them with, the positivity, but you gotta,
Reel them in first.
you gotta reel them in,
I mean, the same
so.
on our end, like, certain genres and certain topics and themes are going to resonate more in the clubs with
Yeah, for sure.
popularity. Like whatever sells is what people are going to put out there. But
Mm-hmm.
it goes back to, at the end of the day, they're entertainers.
They're
So
entertaining.
you have some of these same people that are rapping or singing or acting about these things that are going home to their monogamous committed relationships. So
Exactly. And
it's
and
kind of
that's and
like,
that's
oh, go ahead.
that's a, yeah, that's the thing. Like people are gravitating towards that, and they're not looking at the reality
Yeah.
of what that person is. I mean, think about it. Snoop been married for
Oh,
God
my-
30 years almost.
insane.
How many songs have he got talking about being out here promiscuous or being out here with other women? Nelly, he was in committed relationships. He's in a committed relationship now. Who else is married? Ti
Ice
been married
Cube. Yeah.
forever. You
T.I.
know what I'm
Ice
saying?
Cube.
Like,
Yeah. And some of them have done their dirt, not to take away, like,
not to take away. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But at the end of the day, the same things that they rap about, like, I ain't never heard Snoop rap about marriage. Like, he may mention once in a while the wife, but I've
mm-hmm.
never heard a song dedicated like, I
Nah,
love
never,
being
not
married.
once.
It's the best thing ever. You need to walk down the aisle. Like, I've never heard any song promoting marriage
Yeah, for
in
sure.
his catalog. I've never heard that from Nelly. It's something where we're trying to mirror what is entertaining us, but at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, we're not fulfilled. Like
Right.
it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I loved my hot girl summer era. I love my city girl era, where I
Mm-hmm.
was so empowered to put on that dress that may
Mm-hmm.
not fit, but it looked good on me.
It look
I mean, it
good.
showed a
Yeah.
little extra skin, but I know I look good. So I put
Right.
on
Yeah.
my dress. I went to the club. I was dancing,
Mm-hmm.
getting my little two step. Like I loved that era so much.
Mm-hmm.
But then there were times when I'm not in the club and I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
on my girls trip. When I will never forget. I was in Nordstrom, and every weekend I would do something for me, like if it was walking around Target or going to the mall and buying something. But I will never forget. I went to Nordstrom Cafe and I ate by myself, and I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
around like I feel so empowered to even be able to do that. Like I bought stuff for me and only me with my money, but I'm sitting amongst a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
couples with kids or married
Yeah.
couples or even relationships. And I'm like, oh yeah, I actually would like that. I actually would. Huh.
Right. And that's where it kicks in. And that was just like, I want a boo. And
What
then
up?
you'd be like, well, how do I get a boo?
Right.
I mean, I got people that I date or use for dating.
Talk to him.
How do I get something more substantial? You
How do I
know,
get to the next level?
how do I get to the next level?
Yeah.
And then you just think you can just, like, all right, well, I'm gonna cut off everybody and just deal with this one person. Oh, okay. Great plan. Great
Right.
plan. Great start. Great start.
Right.
Um,
Look, is it? Is it?
I,
Like,
I'm just saying this is a start. It's a
yeah.
start.
No, I agree. But
Um,
it's like, is it?
and now the work begins. Like, is there you got to work? Like this relationship stuff. This is work. This is work. It's if it's not the same, it's not the same kind of work as it is when you're out dating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different type of work. It's a different type of work. Because when you're
It's
out here dating, you know what I'm saying, expectations are like, eh, you know, and then the like the options are plenty. So it's just like, all right, this one not working out. Boom, let me move on. This one not working out. All right, boom, let me move on. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in a relationship, it's different. It's like you locked in with this one person. You got to make it work. this person's gonna get on your nerves. This person's gonna say something. This person's gonna do something. You're not going to see eye to eye on everything. You know, the more that you're in with the person, you may come across some like grating.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you go through that? How do you go through like conflict resolution? How do you repair and connect? How do you deal with the intimacy and not just the sex? How do you deal with it? How do you
I mean,
how
that's
do you
bigger.
how do you grow individually and as a couple? How do you do? Like I said, it's work. It's a different type of work than it is from dating.
Yeah, and the disconnect I feel comes into the what happens next. So, for example, you meet people during your hot girl era, um,
Mm.
and it's I mean, women, it's not hard to meet men that are attracted to you sexually, physically. It's not.
No, it's not.
If you walk outside,
You can get
men may not always cat call you, but I guarantee you at least
somebody holler.
one person has already had a sexual thought about you in passing.
Absolutely.
We are all, I mean, men are visual creatures. Women can be visual creatures as well. Like we're animals. We're instinctually going to be attracted to what is in front of
Absolutely.
us.
Absolutely.
So, in that being said, you attract people, and these songs are like, yeah, get that man, get what you want, do this, do that. And it's like when you meet people where they are and you start off a certain way, then you get the idea of I want something more, I want something greater.
Mm-hmm.
It's like walking into a McDonald's and looking at the menu. You're like, okay, I'm gonna eat this Big Mac, but now I'm looking for y'all got lobster on the menu,
Ah,
and it's like not here. You're gonna have to get a different approach.
mm-hmm.
Go to a different establishment to get the lobster. You,
For
you,
sure.
you got the burger and the fries. That's what you came here for. That's what you came craving. But now you want more, so you got to go different places.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to meet all these different people under the circumstances of I'm being a hot girl. But it's like the disconnect is how do you go from the hot girl with these people that you meet to having them take you seriously as wanting a relationship?
I'm gonna tell you like that. It's a hard damn mountain to climb. That's a hard damn mountain to climb.
It's a very hard mountain to climb.
You might as well go ahead and just dump that whole roster and find somebody and start fresh with
It's
somebody new.
hard,
I mean,
and I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but
no,
from
I just said it's a
experience,
hard damn mountain.
yeah, from experience, I may have started out with somebody and been like, you know what, I'm really vibing with you. I like you. Let's try something more. And I've had people say, "But that's not what you said you wanted from the beginning."
I've
I
said those
cannot
things to
fault it.
women.
Yeah, I can't fault.
I've said it.
Can you really fault? Can you really fault if that's how you both agreed to begin said situationship, whatever?
It always ends bad. At least in my experience,
Yeah,
it always ends bad. It did.
yeah,
Because now you got this unrequited uh feelings from one party,
yeah.
and the other party is like, nah, like this ain't
That's
what you
not that's
said.
not what we signed up for.
It's
Behind
not
that, that's
what we
not what
signed up for. Like I knew what I was here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
yeah.
And now you
There's
wanna,
yeah,
now you wanna catch feelings. Now you wanna work something out. You wanna try to see if something there. Like,
yeah.
nah. Like
I
like I said,
mean,
it's a hard damn mountain to climb.
it's a hard mountain, but there's an element and a layer of narrow-mindedness that keeps
Mm.
us where we are.
Mhm.
If you are meeting the same type of person in the same type of place, you're trying to force something and it's not working, try something different. That's where the fear of the unknown comes in. And that's a part of dating that makes it very hard, sometimes impossible, to really get the outcome that you're looking for. You are someone that likes going to parties and clubs. An old saying from my grandmother, even my own mom, you ain't gonna find your husband in no club.
Nah.
Some people had like the beautiful part.
Some people have.
That's great for them. But when you go to the club, does anyone say, I'm looking for my husband here?
Oof. Good luck.
Have any of y'all said, I'm looking for my spouse? When you go to the club, a hole in the wall?
Good luck.
Have you?
I mean, after a few drinks, you might be like, hey, hey.
You know,
Mm.
the narrow mindedness, something that we offer. And I'll be frank, it's people want it, but they don't want it at the same time, is
Mm.
the online dating. People are so afraid of it, but they're so
Really?
curious about it.
I don't think they're afraid of it no more. I don't. I don't think they're afraid of it no more.
You
Think,
know how
think
many
about it.
people, have asked me about the online dating seminar that we've offered? And
Mm-hmm.
I'll give them the price, and y'all, the price is reasonable.
I would say.
The price is reasonable. So, I you people have paid more for Beyonce ticket, a single Beyonce ticket. If you buy a single Beyonce ticket, you could have taken our course 5 times.
Agreed.
So I think it's an element of fear because you are going against what is what people consider normal of
Mm-hmm.
meeting somebody in person, face to face. And it's kind of like, well, what if I meet a catfish? What if I meet a creep? This is something that I haven't done before. Just because you meet somebody face to face doesn't mean they still can't catfish you. You can meet somebody in a market and they tell you they are a Fortune 500 CEO when they could be the janitor at your local motel cleaning up dew stains from the toilet. He could tell you, I've never been married and I'm single as a George Washington, but is probably driving his 92 Saturn home to his wife and, well, estranged wife, because they're probably separated, and 9 children. And the youngest being 3 months. You will
God.
never know what you are
God.
meeting until you actually get
Crazy.
to know the person. It doesn't matter if it's online. It don't matter if it's in person. It don't matter. Watch this. I'm about to really blow people's minds with this. People are narrow-minded even in the locality of somebody.
Mm.
If you say, for example, Baltimore's too small, everybody that slept with everybody wouldn't go further. Broaden your radius. Instead of 60 miles, try 120. Your husband very well could be in Virginia. He could be in North Dakota. He could very well be in Las Vegas, gambling money to win for y'all's wedding. You never know. So, it's all about keeping your mind open, your horizons open, your vision open. Hi, Napalm. Can you read that for me, Charles?
Sure. She said, Asia asked me early in our relationship, how we gonna make this work? I told her to get something you never had, you gotta do something you never did.
Prime example. Awesome. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was one
I
of those
agree.
people that I was not having luck meeting people because I was a creature of habit. And I
Mhm.
still am to a certain degree. Every
Yeah.
Sunday, where am I? Church. If I'm
Mhm.
not in church during the week, where am I? Work. If
Mhm.
on the weekends, where am I going out? Power plant, or it was Edith's Lounge, or it
Oh wow.
was, yeah, the Guana Cantina, Windsor, like same
Woo.
spots. And
Same spot.
you see the same people. So the likelihood of me meeting somebody new was slim to none. And if I
Yep.
met somebody new, it was 2 degrees of separation.
Right. You need to know somebody who knows somebody. Yeah, I get that.
Absolutely. So I said, you know what? I'm going to broaden my horizons and try PG County. I'm going to
Mhm.
try Virginia. And I'll always be indebted to Ania. She is the one that told me, try online dating. And I
Mhm.
was one narrow-minded saying, no, but what about I can what? Every excuse, but it's like that's your fear talking, Britt.
Mhm.
And where did I meet my husband? Online.
And on Tinder.
All right. and lives 15 minutes away.
Right, right.
And that's
Which
the
is
thing.
which is
We
which
should
is
have crossed paths.
wild. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you never know. Like, don't get me wrong, we joke about where we live and here in Baltimore. We joke about it because we call it Baltimore.
Yeah.
Because in certain aspects, yes, it's a large city, but it's small. Like,
Yeah.
but you really haven't met every single person.
Yeah.
And even people that you've met, they're probably not in the same position that they were in when you met them. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So,
Yep.
like, I agree with you. Expand your horizons. I mean, that's the only way you're gonna do it. When I see these people and like, but you know what really bothers me is like this
Sure.
the superficial way in which dating has really reared its head.
Don't
You
even
know what
get
I'm
me
saying?
started. Yeah.
And we talked about it a lot on the last episode when we were talking about the pop the balloon stuff. Um, I think that just made it way worse. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it did because you're really basing like the very least amount of thing on a person, and you don't know what that person can give you, but you're going off of a person's outfit.
Hmm.
Like that's the only thing they wear. Like they're a cartoon character, and you see them every episode. They got the same thing on. Like, no, like you gotta feel that comfortableness when you walk up in there. So yeah, I'm gonna wear something that I feel comfortable in, that I feel confident in, and then I walk out, and all you hear is you be, oh damn, like it's the fit for me. Like, oh, shut up, you
Right.
know. But
It's the fit, or he's too short, or a man told a. I watched it yesterday. A man told a woman, "You're a little too big for me," and big is a relative term. Like,
but to him, it made all the sense in the
and
world.
she was about a size 10,
What?
and it. Yeah, but
Um,
that's big for, like you said, it's relative. That's
yeah.
big for him, but to me, that's like a goal. I'm
Hey,
like, yeah,
listen,
I haven't seen size 10 since high school.
you don't know nothing about that Duncan Hines. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead digress. I'm gonna
Yeah.
digress.
No, but you're right. I think, you know, the dating shows have added to the state of the dating union. These divisive podcasts have
Oh,
tainted
nigga.
they if nothing else has tainted the pool more than anything out here, these divisive ass podcasts in which you have men downing women, you have women downing men, we're downing each other, and at the end of the podcast, we're even further divided. And then in the same breath, want to say, where are all the good men at? Well, you didn't dog them all. Well, where are the good women? You've dogged them all. There was a clip about a man talking about, women need me. I'm a high value man. And the host asked him, what makes you high value? I'm
I'm
six I'm
six
six
feet
four.
tall. I'll make well over 100K. I'm black. I'm this. I'm that.
You saw that?
Turns out, turns out, no fugazi. Because I'll have no problem calling you out. No fugazi. You full of fugazi. Um, you are currently involved in an interracial relationship with a single mother and expecting a child with that single mother. And you already had a child prior to this relationship. So you made another woman a single mother. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
And
At
yet
least,
you go out here and you berate these women, you
yeah.
berate these men, and you use all of these, these big words to make yourself seem like you got it together, and you don't, and you out here scamming just as much as Derek Waxon did,
And it's
just as
scary
much.
because men follow. It's scary because men will
He has
take
a
that as
lot.
Bible. And that's the scary part. Men
He
will
has a
take
lot of
that as
followers.
Bible.
He has a lot of followers. A lot of
That's
followers.
the scary part about dating in these podcasts. and you need to check who's listening, who's following, and who's practicing what these men are saying or what these people are saying. You have some women, and I saw this, and I said, I know you've got to be kidding me. It was a podcast with a woman saying, I'm not here to embarrass my husband, but he's a bit of a simp. You know, I had a bunch of kids, and
Right.
he takes care of them, and he accepted me, and I spend his money. And I'm like, you're bragging about this, but in your bragging, you're really downplaying, and you're downing your husband.
Yeah.
Just for a just
Your
for a
husband
platform and
for a
some likes,
platform.
yes.
For a platform. Like, and you know, and on a personal slash business note, I think that's, because our podcast here at Dating University is so in tune of working to bridge that gap, that we get overshadowed by the ones who are continuously trying to divide the gap.
Right.
What's that old saying? The lie goes around the world twice before the truth puts its shoes on.
Oh, wow.
It's like us, and I'm okay with that. Yes, we are well over 100 episodes in, like well over 100 episodes in. But I feel like our body of work stands the test of time because one, our core fans, y'all 10 toes down. We rock with y'all, and y'all rock with us. And to be honest, that's all I need. To be fair,
Yep.
yeah, I wouldn't mind having millions of people watching, and
Yep.
contributing and buying merch and buying seminars that we offer and all the other good things that we would what we would want to do, but that comes with time.
Yep.
That comes with time. But
Yeah.
that was my rant. That was my rant. That was my
Yeah.
rant.
I really want to do a show, and this is something that we can do either the this year, or let's start off new next year.
Mhm.
Give us time to really work on it. I really haven't seen this done, at least from what I've seen on social media and on blogs and podcasts, and I'm pretty in tune with a lot of them. But I really want men, I want a panel of men, six. I want at least six men to define what is a high value woman. And I want six women to define what they see as a high value man. I do. I'm just curious. Because some men consider themselves high value, like that man, and he mentioned nothing about his character.
Mhm.
It was just his height and his money.
Mhm.
But he saw himself as high value. But the woman across from him was like, I don't see that as high value.
Mhm.
I see
Mhm.
high value as a man that has character, that's working on himself daily. And I mean, the list went on with character
Yeah, yeah.
character
She read
traits.
them like a book.
Yeah, but nowhere did she mention you had to have a high income. So I'm just curious, and I want people on our platform to see this is what men view as high quality. And then
Mhm.
from a woman's standpoint, men, this is what women view as, a high value man. I think we're in a defeatist point in dating right now where people feel like they're not good enough because of what they are seeing out here. You have these men that are not 6'2", they don't feel like they're dateable because they watch these shows and they hear these podcasts where women are like, I can't do a man that is not over 6 feet. Me personally, I don't care about height. I don't. As long as you're eye level with me, you cool. But I'm also one of God knows how many. Yes, you see that pocket of people on, these public platforms saying what they like, but don't take that as what all women like. So I just want to give people a chance to see that just because social media may rule you out, that doesn't rule you out from dating overall. There are some people on these podcasts that say that they are against overweight and obese
Good.
people, but then you have people that have walked down the street that they love some meat on a woman's bones. The way that men I see in Baltimore lick their lips when they see a robust woman walk by versus one that is seen as the American standard of beauty, a size 0 to 4. It
Mm-hmm.
it makes me feel empowered. So that's why I want to give our platform a space for people to feel like you are good enough. Do not let these pop the balloon shows, do not let these divisive podcasts, do not let people's personal social media profiles dictate what the standard of beauty is. So I'm hoping that this show, when we do that and construct our panel and define what high value is, will give people some hope to say, I'm not out of the running.
Right.
Because there's some men that may not make 100,000 that may be some of the best husbands out here. There may be men that may have 32 million and may treat you like crap. You just never know. But we can't equate or always equate high value to just money, to
Yeah.
just the aesthetics. We
Yeah.
need to look at character traits, and then it is very humbling when you feel like you are the total package and you step outside to have the world tell you that you're not. But again, the world
That's,
doesn't have the final say.
that's tough. That's
It's
tough.
tough, but dating is hard and dating is murky. But
Yeah.
there is somebody out there for everyone. Listen, have y'all watched 600 Pound Life? We
I
we
mean,
joke, we
I
joke,
mean,
we joke on social media about this, but some of them roly polies got people feeding them chicken tenders with honey mustard
long
dripping down their nose.
term, locked in.
Locked in. I saw a man and he didn't have no legs and he got married.
Damn.
I
See?
have seen, yes, I have seen blind. I've seen physically disabled. I've seen mentally challenged still make it down the altar.
I've seen
There is somebody
septuagenarians
out there
get
for
married.
everyone.
Like I've seen I've seen it all. I've seen all these people find love. Hell, the two-headed woman, they what? They married.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I don't know how that works, but
I just listen, I just work here. I
right.
just work
I read how they get down, but I try to envision it, and I'm like, I'm
I,
gonna
I
stick
just
to I'm gonna stick to my one-headed self.
I just I
And
just I just
yeah,
work here.
yeah. Yeah, can't imagine. But we have to, and this part saddens me.
Hmm.
And when you think about it, when you have a bad time, you go to a restaurant and it's your favorite restaurant and
Hmm.
they get your order wrong one time, are you gonna cancel them and not go back?
Ooh, no, no, because everybody has a bad night.
Yeah. For something that you're really loyal to, let's say for you it's the Eagles.
Yes,
I'll use that analogy. For something
yes.
that you're really loyal and passionate about.
Hmm.
If your Eagles lost every game this season, would you stop being an Eagles fan?
No, I would hurt though.
It would hurt though, wouldn't it?
That would hurt. Yes.
There are some people that are football fans. The teams that haven't won since probably 1970.
Cowboys. Oh Jesus Christ.
Woo!
Woo.
Okay. There are some people that frequent the same hole in the wall spot and have a ball. And they can have a bad time that Friday, but will go back that Saturday.
We'll go back. Yeah.
You have people that have a bad experience at their church, but they still go back. Church hurt is real, but they gonna go back with a little You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But when it comes to dating, there are people that have 2 or 3 bad experiences, and they're like,
I'm
I'm
done.
through. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah. They swear off
You
one
know, pretty
sex, they
much.
go
Yeah.
to another sex. I've seen it. They go celibate, and I'm so glad you said Cowboys and not my Raiders. That's
Yeah, and
funny.
them Raiders.
Oh man. I don't even know what y'all record is this year, but I don't know. The West Coast is weird. Like
Yeah,
a team can win like 8 games and go to the playoffs. It's a wild situation, but
yeah. But
that's neither here nor there.
all that to say, you rock and roll with what matters to you, with what you're passionate about. And some people are passionate about being in love. Some people
Mhm.
are passionate about finding companionship.
Yeah,
So, okay, you fall. You fall a couple times. You get bruised up a little bit. But if it's something that's really on your heart, people, and if it's
yeah,
something that you really want, and deep down, people say, I don't need love. You're projecting.
yeah.
Everybody, everybody needs some sort of love in the world. You feel better when you have it.
Mhm.
So it's like
Not to
deep,
say, not to say that having someone
right.
is the equivalent of you being happy.
Sure,
Your
absolutely.
happiness, we will always preface this. Your happiness has to come from you.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
go ahead.
But if that's something that you desire,
Yeah.
and if at first you don't succeed, in the great words
Push
of our
yourself
late,
off and try again.
sing it,
Hey.
sing it, sing it. Try again. It's
I mean, yeah, you got to get up and love like you've not been hurt before. Like, and
exactly.
it's a it is a distraught thing to do.
Yes.
It it is not an easy thing to do because like perfect example. Me and my
Ooh.
wife. Whew, we both had a lot of hurt, dog. A lot of hurt.
Mm.
We had to like really turn off that BS,
Ooh.
noise that be sitting in your ear. Like we've been
Yeah.
down this road. We know how this goes. You know what I'm saying? You gonna fall off with this one too. Like you gotta
Yeah.
turn it off and you gotta lock in.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes work, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes
Sure.
trust, it takes love, it takes patience,
Sure.
it takes the frustration, honestly, because without the frustration, you don't know how to get past it. It takes all of these things. And I want people to really understand that.
Yes.
I want y'all to understand, like, like, don't get me wrong, like,
Yeah.
being single, if marriage is not for you, cool. No one
Yes.
said you had to get married.
Yes.
No one said you had to be in a
Yes.
monogamous relationship. This
Yes.
is your life.
Yes.
You're the one who determines where you need to go. Like my girl Tabitha say, have a good day. And if you're not having a good day, don't go messing nobody else's.
Yeah.
Like, just be honest about where you at. And it's okay. You're gonna find somebody that's right in your lane. There are more than enough people on this planet
Yes. And you
that
know
somebody
what?
gonna rock
That
with
is
you.
good. That is so good. And another thing that we have to address when it comes to the state of the union with
Mhm.
dating is hurt people hurting people. We all
Absolutely.
are naturally good people. Some people allow experiences to shape how they are moving forward. If their heart has been broken because they were a nice person, it's human nature to want to be the opposite, to mask the hurt of being a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I'm bad, or maybe if I scale back from who I am, I won't get as hurt. That's a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Something I just told a friend recently: you're a good guy.
Wow.
You were just paired with a bad person. Don't
This is
allow that bad person to taint your good, so that you're now inflicting hurt and rejection from her onto the next person, which is unfair. The world deserves your goodness, and the person that deserves you also deserves your goodness.
absolutely
Don't change being a good person if you've been hurt in dating. Don't
right.
allow the hurt from dating to create this inner monster that you feel like you have to now inflict hurt onto others to feel better about yourself. If
Yeah.
that's the case, heal first
Mm.
and remember who you are. That good person was able to attract that person that was bad to you. So you can attract people, but now just be more on guard, be more aware, look for red flags, and just heighten your level of awareness. Don't be gullible, because sometimes being too nice comes with a level of being gullible. You can still be
Mm.
nice and also have a discerning spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean,
that's one of the biggest things that, if
that's key, man.
you
That's
gotta stay
good. That's
good.
good, Professor. That's good, Professor.
That's it's hard though, because in people being hurt, it's what you want to do is the opposite. If I was nice and this person ended up shitting on me, maybe I should be mean so that I may get the opposite reaction.
That's what you
What-
want to do.
That's what you want to do. But what
That's because you need that person, or you need some semblance of that person to feel what you feel.
and you want to know why it goes back to social media.
Mm.
People put such a bad rap or a bad label on being nice. That's another thing. Do
They
not
call you
allow these
they call
people.
you simp. They call you
Yeah.
pick me's.
If
Yeah.
you look, do if they want to call you a simp, simp it out. Like, do not let social media influence who you are as a person if that's not your character. Look, if you
Because you
want to
ain't gonna
call
do nothing
me
but
a
hurt
simp, if you
you
want
ain't
to
gonna do
call me
nothing
a
but hurt
simp,
yourself.
right? Because I take a woman to dinner and don't expect sex. If I'm a simp, just call Mr. Simp. Then that's fine.
Right. Or if I come across a single mother, granted, I mean, hell, you gotta have some. Listen, just don't. I, there's somebody for everybody. But
Yes.
if you're gonna have a limit, have your limit and stick to that limit of
Okay.
how many kids she got. I knew what my limit was. My limit was 2. Uh, that was it. Any more than that, you ain't got no rat. I ain't got no rat for you. But
And that's your
like
preference. That
right,
is your
and that's a
preference.
preference. That's a preference. And so like being having that word simp or whatever, because there are more single people with kids than there are single people with no kids. Because the single people with no kids, yeah, they're few and far between, but they're living a possibly a different lifestyle than you. So you may not be able to run in their circle.
Yeah, because I mean, look at it. When you are over the age of 30, there's some boundaries and preferences that you may have to become a little bit more lenient on. Now, I'm
Correct.
not saying you have to. Let me preface that, because there are some people that are like, you cannot have kids, period. If that's what you want, stick to what you want.
Mhm.
But there are some people that you may have to tailor your preferences. Let's say you are 40, 35, even 30. You're going to run into people that may have children. You may run into people that have strenuous careers. You may run into people that have to travel for work. These are things that you may not have to address when you're 21, 23, 25. I remember I was so mad when my ex couldn't talk to me often. Like, when I was in my early 20s, me and my ex, we talked all day, every day on the phone. I would get off work, be on the phone with him at night, on the phone, during the day, on the phone. I met a man who had a job, and he said, I
Yeah,
gotta call you back. I gotta go to work. What?
yeah,
Work? You're supposed to be
yeah.
calling me. And he
Nah,
said something like, Do you want me broke or what? Touche. Go to work, honey. See ya. So it's just like certain things, with age, you have to add or tweak to your list. Your list is going to be your list. Your list is your list. But I will say, the more specific your list is,
mm,
the smaller your pool will be. You need to be secure in that. If you're secure in stepping into a 2-foot pool as opposed to a 10-foot pool and having to sift through stuff, then more power to you, baby. But just don't be mad when you step in that 2 foot pool and the pickings are slim and you're like, well, what's happening here? I want a man that's 35 and over with no kids, 5.5 million, never dated anybody, is a virgin, um, own everything, not a mama's boy, only like again, doable. But know your pool is going to be very small depending on your locality or your location.
But see, they don't see it that way.
And I
They've
mean
let
men too. Men too.
they've
Yeah.
let social media influence them to the point where they feel like the men that are drawn up, I'm going to use that word, drawn up in this fantasy world, and that they are just running around abundant. Like they're overflowing the streets. You will literally trip on all of these men or women that are drawn up. And I'm not understanding why people have, even older people our age, have fallen for this bull crap narrative. And it's mind boggling to me. Like, how do you feel like you're gonna, like you mentioned, you had a whole list. How do you figure you're gonna run into this person? You ain't even a registered nurse yet. You who still got car payments. You who still live in an apartment.
Because the fact of the
You
matter, yeah,
who don't have a college degree yet.
what?
You who are no a part of no organizations. Your circle is
All right, Charles, you done. Now, if you watching this and you going like, bloop, 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 Charles will knock you down, humble you very quickly.
you have nothing to offer a person of that caliber.
Right.
And even if they happen to glance your way, here we go. I knew it was going to happen.
I think
Right
that's
when,
that. But we also at the hour mark, so it's fine. We good.
yeah, I tell you, the camera.
This is a good place for us to drop a pin because at Dayton
We got
University
to
we
pick
can
it up.
do that. We can do that here. This needs to be a series because it's been a crazy year for dating.
It has been.
It's
It
been a
has been.
crazy year for dating, and
I think we need to.
we're gonna
I
dive
think we.
into that.
Yeah, we need to break. We need to break
We need to
it
break this down.
down more and give a nice, good reality check. It's been a long time since I've given a real dose of reality to these folks.
Yeah. And then we need to get our daters to come on and give perspective
For sure.
because we need it and we love that here.
Yeah, for real. Love
Uh,
that.
yeah.
But we thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to
Thank
pick
you.
this up in another episode. We
Yeah.
love you. Thank you so much for participating. Thank you for your
Yes.
comments. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares.
Yes.
We love you. We appreciate you. Yes, continue to share. Listen, again, this episode is brought to you by us, Dating University.
Yes.
Our merch shop is everywhere in all of our socials. Look, you can get this mug. Look at this mug. This mug dope as I don't know what. Look at that.
Your mug.
And then
Yeah, mine all boring.
you got the OG mug. And then
Yeah.
this
I'm
one.
what
What that would say? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
ugly.
Huh? Listen,
Yeah.
they everywhere. This is like $11, man.
Enrollment.
This hoodie's like $49 or something.
And it's
like
warm
that.
on the inside.
And it's warm on the inside.
It's warm on the inside. And if you buy a hoodie, trust she will take it. So fellas, if you're single and you're looking to find a woman, buy a hoodie. Women love hoodies. So you'll easily hello, win-win. We are always open for enrollment. We're not one of those universities where we have a cap. We accept anyone, any and everyone. We don't need affirmative action because we are affirmative with our actions. We bring in everybody. So come one, come all. We only will keep you hostage for an hour. We
That's
try
it.
not to go over, and we are at the hour mark right now. We respect your time. It is the
Absolutely.
holiday season. Love up on your person. If you're single, love up on yourself.
Mm.
If you are in between, love up on who you want to love up on. We are about love.
Essentially, of course.
Consensual, yes. Consensual love. We got to run that consensual show back. So, consent is
Yeah.
everything. Thanks for
And
watching,
that's
you all.
have a happy Thanksgiving. Please be safe if you fry turkey. Please be safe. Cook your food to the recommended temperature. Don't try nothing new. So love y'all.
Yes. We love you.
We'll catch y'all later.
Bye. Don't try nothing new.